Good morning, it's Jimmy, and here we are in the Junkyard in Denver. It's a beautiful day, so before we look at what we're going to look at, let's just take a quick look around. All kinds of stuff here. If you like what you've been seeing, please do subscribe and like, and we'll keep featuring more of these cars, trucks, and vans from all around the world. Thank you. So today, we have a first-year Ford Probe GT, the special turbo coupe, developed by, well, Ford in conjunction with Mazda, using a lot of Mazda mechanicals, built by Mazda, but in the US. And yeah, this is neat for various reasons, actually. And this is a pretty loaded up example. This is, the Probe was introduced for the 89 model year, and this is an 89, so it's one of the first year models. Originally, the Probe was going to replace the Ford Mustang, which is very interesting. And then word got out because it was front wheel drive, and well, the Mustang faithful kind of had a little conniption, lobbied Ford, and the Mustang continued. But the Ford ended up joining it in the showroom. I mean, the Probe ended up joining it in the showroom and did pretty well over 2 generations. This first generation lasted from, like I said, 89 until 92, and then after 92 continued from 93 on for one more generation. So let's take a look at this thing, because this one's in pretty good shape except for the little ding in the front end. But based on the Ford Probe show cars, this was a pretty futuristic shape for 89 or 88 when it debuted. You know, very swoopy, very streamlined, lots of cool features, not very Ford-like necessarily. So, but I think that was kind of the appeal. So let's take a look. Unfortunately, this one has a little bit of a issue here, which probably happened in the yard or when it was actually towed away. Overall, this one's pretty well kept, but you have the polyurethane front bumper, pop-up headlights, oh so popular in the late 80s. Integrated front end, you had turn signals down here, fog lights down here. This is obviously the GT model, so it has kind of everything. Gorgeous racy red color here. You've got the little side, whatever side cladding with the little relief surface there, sort of. Well, I guess Pontiac would end up taking over that look, right? But kind of nice. Stopped it from visibly rusting at the rocker panels and around the fenders. Like we said, this one is a turbo, so you had the big turbo call out down there. You have these nice flush door handles where you just reach from behind to do it. Same with the turn signal. I mean, not sure, the side view mirrors. I mean, take a look at this. So you've got this fender line here that continues and then becomes part of the mirror. That's pretty slick. That's quite nice for the late 80s. Mirrors aren't too big, but they work well enough, I guess. Then you have very flush glass here. I mean, this is almost flush and just transitions to this solid, huge piece here in the back. Big rear hatch, integrated spoiler that goes over the fenders and on the deck lid with a little black rubber tip. Dark taillights, all wrap around, very cool. Big GT call out in the middle. This one's from Fordland in Lakewood, Denver, so probably the original selling dealer. Kind of nice here with it slightly tinted and the color, slightly tinted outer lens. And then you have red and amber and obviously white underneath it. Yeah, obviously space for a taillight. These were also sold in Europe, did decently well over there, which is sort of, well, I guess not surprising. Ford's done pretty well in Europe over the years. And this was, like I said, pretty interesting. Obviously there's the Ford Probe badge, kind of futuristic looking lettering. Pretty neat. Let's take a look under the hood, because as you know, we look under the hood, we look in the trunk, we look inside. And I wonder why this one is here actually. So it's got a parking warning. This one looks like, yeah, it looks like it was busted for parking and eventually towed away. City of Westminster, which is just north of Denver here. So that's too bad. Who knows what happened? Maybe something mechanical. Maybe something happened to the owner. Let's see where the little hood release is. There it is. Doing this one-handed. There we go. Look at that. That is a Mazda, even though it says Ford on the valve cover. It's a Mazda engine. It's a turbocharged and intercooled 2.2 liter inline 4, transversely mounted. This was the top dog engine of the day in this car. You could also get more basic versions with just a 2.2 liter non-turbo and not in the GT, in the regular, like the LX model. And there was also a Ford 3-liter, the Vulcan V6 was available also for the traditionalists. So this thing, this Mazda turbo engine is pretty powerful. Put out 145 horsepower and 190 pound-feet of torque, which definitely gave the car some scoot. 89 probably wouldn't quite run with a Mustang GT with a V8, but not that far off, really, I don't think. Probably handled quite a bit better too with independent suspension. Yeah, not a live rear axle. Let's see, this one, it's got the emission control info. Talking about fuel pump cutoff switch. Use Motorcraft stuff. I assume you could also use Mazda stuff since they use the same exact engine in their cars. And then this one was retrofitted to R134A AC in 2003 up in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. This thing, yeah, like I said, this is pretty complete. This has only been in the yard for a couple days, so I think somebody will pick over this thing and find some good bits for themselves. But yeah, quite neat. I guess the Ford badge is already gone. Someone picked that thing out. Let's take a look at the trunk of the cargo space. So, as with any Japanese car, even though it's labeled a Ford, you have a handy side releases here for the trunk and the fuel filler. So let's take a look at the trunk here. There we go. Hood struts on both sides. They both still work. Not bad. And this thing, well, like we said, it's red on the outside and it is red on the inside as well. That's pretty roomy back here. This would have had a cover that went across it. And then it looks like all the mounts and the carpet's still here. There's your spare tire, space saver underneath. That's your jack wrench to turn the jack. It looks like the jack is missing. And I think this was probably in line to get new brake pads. And that's a piece of exhaust. Don't think it's from this one though. Oh look, a brand new brake caliper. Maybe this thing had an issue with the brakes, got parked, and then for whatever reason got left behind. So let's take a look inside, because the swoopiness does not end on the outside. So here we are. Look at that. Gotta love the red cars with the red interior though. For some reason, cars with the red interiors seem to be usually quite well maintained when I run across them in the junkyard. Look at the back seat. You got two nice deep buckets, integrated headrests, speakers back there, armrests. Wonderful plushy soft fabric, like Grandma's Crown Vic, but nicer, definitely nicer. Ashtray back here. God, could you imagine being stuck back here, smoking, the windows don't open, and you got to use the ashtray? I don't know. But at least, you know what, there's a lot of glass, so pretty easy to see out of this thing, it seems like. These days, that pillar would be a lot fatter, I think. This is actually a surprising amount of glass. Look at that, even the headliner is red. I mean, everything is red. Red, 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 red. Love it. Got mirrors. Not bad at all. Let's put that. Okay, let's see if we can get the seat to go back. Okay, it's all the way back. So yeah, let's take a look. Here we go. We've got the central pod here, which is cool for the gauges. You've got the headlight switches there. Rear defroster. Turn signals are on a little stock, or not stocks, or like a little knob on the console instead of being on the steering wheel, so it's always the same place. Full instrumentation. Yeah, you got voltage, temp, oil, fuel, RPM gauge, 6,000 RPM red light, turbo boost gauge there, and 120 mile an hour speedometer. And this thing has only 63,734 miles on it. This is pretty much as new as they get, I think. So that's not bad. That's what, 34 years old? So about 2,000 miles a year. Wow, this was, if this was a regular probe, you'd think it was Grandma's car, but Grandma, it's pretty snazzy if she drove a stick shift turbocharged bright red on red probe GT. That's impressive. So let's take a look. The seats, big bolsters, very nice, big headrests that move. You've got adjustments that releases the back. This, I think, changes the height. I think that's supposed to be, oh yeah, there we go. How does that work? So I think it must raise the height or something. And this raises, the front. That's kind of nice. Remember when seats were adjustable like that? That's kind of cool that the front adjusts by itself. Obviously 3 pedals. Open the vents here. Where is the, oh, the vents in the door panel. That's neat, along with the lock and unlock buttons. And then power window switches, speaker. And what else we got? 2 more vents here. There's the wiper control, and the cruise control is on one of those little stalks also. It's on the binnacle. And then here you had HVAC with AC button there, right there in the middle. You had a Ford radio. No cassette player or CD player. That's kind of interesting and odd. I guess that was standard. Maybe CD or cassette was option. I can't imagine many GTs were like this. Huh, that's really bizarre. Anyway, ashtray here, flips up nicely. Then you have the 5-speed here, 5-speed manual. It's cool. Little rubbery surround there. Mirror adjusters, ride adjust, sport, norm, and soft. So electronic suspension. That was kind of a big thing with Japanese cars back in the day. Yeah, let's take a look at the passenger side. So let's take a look here. Where's the VIN? So manufactured by Mazda Motor Manufacturing USA for Ford Motor Company on 5/10/1989. I love it when they put the exact date. So May 10th, 1989 is when it was built here in the US. And I think, where were these built? Was it Flat Rock, Michigan, or was it Illinois up in by Normal? Huh, I think it was Illinois. May have been the plant that now builds Rivians, right? Is that the one? Am I thinking right? I think I am. So let's open this side. And this door panel just looks great. I like the styling. This has held up well over the years. I could drive this. This is cool. Although this is a little high for me here, the cowl. That could be lower. In a Honda, that would be lower. Wouldn't be that high. But you have a vent right here in front. Glove box. Oh, here's the cigarette lighter. Non-smoker, apparently. That's always a plus. And here's the vent control for this side vent. Yeah, wow, this is quite the little time capsule, I must say. So I guess that concludes. Let's see, what else do we actually? Let's see, we've got front brakes here and disc brakes obviously. How about the back? Yeah, 4-wheel disc brakes all the way around and independent suspension. So looks like strut front and rear, not bad. These handled pretty well. Went around road courses pretty good. And kind of a fun car, pretty refined, well built, lasted a long time, even with more miles than just this one. Not quite sure where this one's here, obviously, but sadly it is. But anyway, if you liked what you saw, please do subscribe and like. And if you have comments, leave them below. I hope you enjoyed this tour of a 1989 first year Ford Probe GT, and we'll keep making these. Thank you very much, and check out the rest of the collection. There's almost 90 videos now. Take it easy. Bye.